Zora Arkus-Duntov didn't design or engineer the first Corvette, but in the mid-1950s he helped save it from extinction. For this legendary accomplishment, and a long list of others, Zora is reverently known today as the godfather of the Corvette. Nowhere is this talented engineer's work more immortalized than in the National Corvette Museum. It only takes a few minutes in this Corvette shrine to begin to understand what an important role Zora's vision and talents played in the development of America's only true sports car. Zora was born in Belgium and raised in Leningrad. He was already well known in the automobile world when he was hired by GM in 1953. Initially a staff engineer, Zora soon became director of high performance at Chevrolet. His youthful energy, technical brilliance, and stubborn determination proved to be what the Corvette needed to survive. The conservative nature of management, unimpressive performance, and poor sales almost relegated the original Corvette to a footnote in automotive history. But a small group inside Chevrolet, led by Zora, fought to keep it alive. Over the next 20 years, Zora's engineering transformed the Corvette into a world-class sports car. His major innovations included the development of the independent rear suspension, fuel injection, the Duntov camshaft, and the design of several prototypes. Even today, he believes the next generation of Corvette should place the driver ahead of the engine.
Zora is part of the very fabric of Chevrolet. When you look beyond the Corvette itself and say, what makes Chevrolet great? He was the person, though, who was instrumental in marrying the small block engine and fuel injection to Corvette to make it a world-class sports car.
In early 1995, the National Corvette Museum honored Zora by celebrating his 85th birthday. Several hundred auto enthusiasts joined in the celebration. Zora even received a letter of congratulations from President Bill Clinton.
There is so much to Zora Duntov. I guess the truth of the matter is, if you took the Corvette out of his life entirely, there's still an awful lot to Zora. He's worked on, he has patents for the hydraulic system on aircraft. He's worked on submarines, he's worked on locomotives, he's worked in military fashions. He was an Air Force pilot with the French Air Force. You know, the Corvette is an American icon, but Zora's the driving force behind it. He's the icon.
Zora passed away in April 1996, but his spirit lives on in every Corvette that rolls off the assembly line. Zora Arkus-Duntov, a classic engineer and father of the Corvette.
Welcome back to My Classic Car, and well, let's just call it Dennis's Fantasy Garage, because that's exactly what MCC Autofest is. We've got a 65 GTO to take to the supermarket, 69 Z28 to go to the golf course, and hey, a GT40 to pick the kids up from school.
Let's go, Dad.
But before I throw the real owners out and lock the stadium doors, we thought we'd give you a close-up look at these and some of the other mean machines that screeched into Evansville.
The idea for the My Classic Car Autofest was born shortly after the creation of the show. The goal was simple: host a unique gathering of all types and makes of cars from across North America. Then invite the owners to bring the cars that were featured on the show during the television season, have the designers and engineers who were featured share their knowledge and careers, ask Jim Richardson to do several live restoration tips, and then add several other fun and exciting Club MCC activities. What resulted was a true celebration of cars.
Cool, man, what a show.
The fall weather was perfect. Over 700 show cars filled the parking lot at Roberts Stadium, and 15,000 people made the trip to Evansville, Indiana.
Welcome back to My Classic Cars.
I was a bit frazzled having to host the event and tape a show at the same time, but it all worked out, and Jim and I had plenty of time to sign a few autographs and then visit with the crowd. I even worked in a few interviews with car owners.
Well, John, it's pretty good looking 7-liter Ford.
Thank you, Dennis.
Tell me about 7-liter Fords.
Okay, 7 liters were, when they brought out the new 428 in '66, they wanted to highlight the big engine with a real sporty body, so they picked the Galaxy 500 XL with the bucket seats and put the big 428 in it and called it a 7-liter.
And this is the only year for the 7-liter Ford.
Yes, it is. Yes.
You have a 4-speed in this one.
Yeah, this is one of 49 surviving 4-speeds. The shifter is laid back for the comfort of the driver because it's so far from the seat. It just gives a rather unusual appearance.
Well, let's have a look at that 7-liter.
Thank you.
What do you have on it?
Okay, it has the dealer installed tri-power induction setup. It has the chrome engine dress-up kit. and the factory 427 exhaust manifolds. Other than that, it's bone stock.
So Lincoln, it looks like we got a few DeLoreans here today.
We sure do. We've got about 7 here.
It's a pretty unique car.
Actually, it's pretty much, you treat it like your kitchen sink. It's made out of 304 stainless steel. It's brushed, it's bare. To clean it up, you just use a Scotch-Brite pad.
Pretty unique doors.
Yeah, one of the features about the car that's most distinctive is the gull-wing doors. At its widest point, the doors only open up 14 inches, so it's real easy to get out of a cramped spot.
Yeah. Well, and at this point, I normally say, well, let's look under the hood, but that's
Actually,
not what you do with a DeLorean,
the engine's
isn't
in
it?
the back.
So what powers a DeLorean?
The power plant is a PRV, Peugeot Renault Volvo engine with a Renault transmission. It puts out roughly 130 horsepower, and it's 2.8 liters.
Now, how many of these were made?
8,583 to be exact.
I guess that's quite exact, yes.
Yes.
How many remaining?
About 6,000 in the United States are still registered. Most owners that have DeLoreans don't drive them, so that's why you don't see very many.
Well, it's certainly a good showing, and I appreciate you bringing the whole gang down here. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Great shirt.
Thanks.
We're here on a chilly morning in Michigan with a very hot car, a 1970 Chevelle LS6. Probably the ultimate Chevelle, and its lucky owner, Dan Jensen. Dan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dennis.
What a gorgeous car.
Yeah, it is.
And pretty much the ultimate Chevelle, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is considered the ultimate Chevelle by many muscle car enthusiasts, being rated at 450 horsepower, 1 year only.
Yeah. Now, you actually got this out of Floyd Garrett's Muscle Car Museum, is that right?
That's right. I happened to be down to Floyd's with a friend of mine. We're delivering a restored Judge down there, and we were just taking a tour of the museum, and one of the last cars we looked at happened to be this LS6, and Floyd happened to mention to my friend that it was for sale.
Now, who did the restoration on this, Dan?
A gentleman by the name of Gilbert Propes. He does a lot of Floyd's cars, and probably a lot of the Chevys around the country. He's probably the foremost Chevy
Does
restorer.
fine work. Now,
excellent work.
It's a gorgeous car. It's kind of a plain Jane LS6, though. I mean, in the way it's optioned.
Yes.
You've got a bench seat in it.
Mm-hmm. This car, basically, if you're looking at what options were checked off on the option list, well, it's got your base equipment to be an LS6 car. The only thing over and above that was the optional sport stripe, the sport stripes and the AM radio. Now, if you ordered cowl induction, which this car does not have, it would have come with the sport stripes. You wouldn't have to sit down and order it separately.
But column shift?
Column shift, yeah. If you didn't get the bucket seats or the 4-speed, obviously your shift, if you've got an automatic without bucket seats, your shifter came on the column.
Street racer.
Street racer. That's what it was ordered to be, as a matter of fact.
Well, let's look at the monster, the beast under the hood. The 454 turbojet. 450 advertised horsepower in an era when everybody was lowballing their horsepower figures for insurance purposes.
Yeah, 450 horsepower, and that's actually what they got out of these engines on dynos. I've got a test that verifies that, and it was really kind of surprising.
And pretty much a built engine top to bottom. I mean, solid lifters.
It was ready for the street racers and for the drag racers. Just pull off the air cleaner and do a little tuning and put some headers on, and man, you were flying. Polycarb, about 800 CFM. Of course, the aluminum intake, the 454s came with a low-rise version. Solid lifter cam, 11-to-1 compression, pop-up forged pistons.
4-bolt main.
4-bolt mains, yes. Everything that the street racer wants.
Special radiator, big battery.
Yes, the minimum to make it an LS6 required you to get a heavy-duty battery, and if you had the 410 gears, it came with a heavier-duty radiator, I should say.
Now, like you said, most of them came with cowl induction, but this one's unique in that it's got this particular air cleaner.
If you didn't order the cowl induction, you either got, I think the early cars came with the open element air cleaner, which people are used to seeing when Chevy hoods are open on their big motors. This is a rare dual snorkel setup. I think less than 200 of LS6 cars came in this format.
Well, these babies were built to burn up tracks.
That's what this one can do.
Well, let's burn one up.
Okay, I'm ready.
As we pulled to the line at Mid-Michigan Motorplex, that sense of excitement came over me. Dan was feeling it too. This was his first chance to see what this muscle car legend would really do on the strip right off the museum floor.
That's flying.
We tripped the timing lights with a 1440 at just over 95 miles per hour. Not bad for a totally stock LS6 equipped with Cruiser 310 gears and yours truly on board. That was a
1427 at 96.92, so almost 97 miles an hour.
On the final run, we gave our camera van almost an eighth of a mile head start in an attempt to give you all at home a new perspective on speed. The result was pretty dramatic. It only took us a few seconds to overtake the camera crew as we posted an impressive 1412 at almost 99 miles per hour. This time is amazingly close to what Motor Trend magazine recorded in a similar LS6 back in '69.
Had you not been in the car, that could have been a 13-second run.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have been as much fun.
Oh, no. It's always fun to talk to somebody when you're drag racing.
Oh, by the way, our camera van crew finally crossed the finish line with a respectable time of 26:50 at just over 45 miles per hour.
What a car.
That was a lot of fun.
Dan, thanks for the ride in this time machine.
You're most welcome. I'm ready to do it again.
It's been a blast.
It has for me, too.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
My classic car will be right